Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Leanne Kauenhofen, and I post new content every single Monday. That's what I do. And I'm really love helping people in any way I can. Really to connect with who they are, to better understand themselves and to understand others around them. In fact, that's why I've been talking to moms lately about reconnecting with who they are over and above being a mom. Because it was actually around the time that I was running into that identity loss, if you may. They call it crisis. I wouldn't really call it a crisis, but it's really easy to lose your identity within motherhood. And that's where I was when I started my side gig, when I started moving into creating a business for myself. I've always wanted a business, but there's so many moving parts to it, right? I remember driving to the city after giving birth to our fifth child, which is by far our last one. And I remember thinking, what now? What now, I'm always known as, being pregnant or, the mom. And I started like working backwards, before that I was like Peter's wife. Before that I was Les and Karen's daughter. But who am I really? And if I'm no longer having kids, because I really can't keep having kids, then what am I? And who am I? And that would come into my mind every so often within the next few years. And it could actually make me really frustrated. I'd get really frustrated with that. And uncomfortable. And when I was frustrated and uncomfortable, I just kind of like stuff it away. But then when our youngest daughter was almost ready for school, that's when I was really starting to be uncontrollably coming to the surface more, I had dedicated myself to being at home with the kids, not 24/7 because I couldn't do I couldn't be a full-time mom, a stay-at-home mom. So I worked part-time, and I did that in the hospitality industry so that I could be at home with the kids during the day, and still, make a little bit of money and have a bit of sanity by going to work in the evening. But the closer that the closer that it got for my daughter to go to kindergarten, the more I realized that I really don't know what I'm going to do. Didn't really want to be a bartender or a server for the rest of my life. That's really not exactly what 6-year-old Leanne was planning. When she grew up. 6-year-old Leanne definitely wanted to be mom, definitely accomplished that, but 6-year-old Leanne didn't realize that at some point those kids move out, and then what? And that's exactly where I was. And I remember going to my brother's birthday party and in awe of how he had started his own business and how well he was doing. And we're sitting around this bonfire, and I'm like, man, I would love to do something like that. And I mean, he knocked me down to reality a little bit by saying, he's like, Leanne, you do realize that I have been welding since I was a kid. And I didn't just go from welding with dad and grandpa to owning a business. He goes, I worked my way up. I got myself a job at a welding company, and I started at the bottom as like the gopher. And then I moved up into, a welding position. And then I moved up to lead hand and foreman, and then I got into the management position, and then I was running the offices. And he goes, and I really basically started learning how it all worked. And then one day I just realized, he's like, why don't I just do this for myself? He goes, but I wasn't there from the moment I started welding. He goes, you just got to find something that you're really good at and do it. He's like, why don't you open a restaurant? I'm like, God, no, please, no. No. But that conversation did start triggering things and start getting me thinking like, well, what am I good at? Really? What am I good at? I'm good at taking care of kids and serving people. And it was about 3 weeks after that conversation that I enrolled in an online business community and course for online business. And woo, has it been a ride? Wow. Because I thought that, that was my answer. It's like perfect online business. But I hadn't connected the dots yet between what I was really, really good at and how I was going to transfer that and intertwine that into a business. And there is a lot of learning that I went through. And I want to share that with you guys more. But 3 years later, here I am, about to launch my beta program for a course that's called Seeing the Signs. It's a family possibility program where I touch on 4 huge areas. I touch on family conflict and resolution, and management skills, acceptance and understanding of individual differences and similarities and how those differences and similarities work at the level of family. Number 3, communication. Whew. We all communicate just slightly different, and how those different communication combinations are meant to work together as a family. And then, of course, my favorite. The whole reason why I named it Seeing the Signs is helping parents to learn the 4-step technique on how to see the signs of mental and emotional health in their children, in themselves, and in their loved ones around them. And when I think back to the conversation that I had with my brother on his birthday, what am I good at? It took 3 years of me growing to learn it, but the dots are finally starting to connect. And I want to share this with you guys in these videos because We're here for a purpose. You're here for a purpose. And if you're getting frustrated, agitated, and uncomfortable where you're at, then that might be the tug of your intuition and your purpose pulling you and saying, hey, it's time to live into your purpose. So stay tuned for more of these videos because I want to share with you more on how you can do that by sharing my story. And if you ever need any help in any way, I want you to know that I got your back. And that's my share for you guys today. That is honestly how I got into online business and started this whole side gig. And I'm really glad I did. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell wherever it is. You guys can see it. I can't. Comment, like, share. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.